Hey guys, my name is Avery, and today we're talking about
knowledge.
Motivation. Last week I sent out some emails to a few other YouTubers and game devs asking what helps them stay motivated to work on their games and their videos. I got back a lot of neat insight and feedback that I wanted to share with y'all. But before we get started, we reached our goal for the month of April, and I can't thank you guys enough. So if you guys are subscribed, stick around to the end so we can talk about it. And if you're new here, you already know the drill. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified for your latest game dev news, and watch the whole thing. Now we're going to discuss what some YouTubers had to say about motivation, so grab your popcorn, maybe a warm blanket, and get a little closer, but not too close, because
Coronavirus!
I have some thoughts on this. The first is to build a habit around game dev. I highly recommend a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear for ideas about this. Having a strong habit will really help carry you through the tough times. Motivation itself is pretty fleeting and sort of like a few downhill sections of a really long hike of a mountain. That being said, I found that motivation is very closely tied to progress. If I make progress on a project, it very often gets me excited about that project again. I usually only have to force myself to get started, and then the momentum from that start helps to motivate me to keep going. We need to make things that excite us, so when we see progression in it, we can stay motivated to continue to work hard. I just began reading the book that he mentioned. It seems really great. It talks about creating good habits, stopping bad ones, and improving oneself each day. What motivates me when making games is the hope that I'll get to see people enjoy what I've created. On top of that, there's a lack of alternatives. The fact that I have to get a real job if I stop making games keeps me going for sure. What Jonas had to say was really straightforward. The reward we get from seeing others enjoy what we make can be the real motivation to push us to finish a game, a video, or whatever it is that you do. Even though Mark Brown isn't a game dev, I thought he would have some good tips, and he did. Here's his 3 points. Looking forward to reaction from my viewers. I want to surprise, please, inform, and delight my viewers, all while I'm making the videos. I'm thinking about what they'll say in the comments about the vid, and that keeps me going towards the end. Learning new things about game design, learning new things about video production. Game Maker's Toolkit is always about learning for me, so I'm gaining something very personally satisfying as I make videos. The fuzzy feeling of finishing something. Unfinished projects sit in the brain like tax returns and homework. Uncomfortable thoughts about things you need to get around to doing. Finished projects can happily drift off into their nether. And he even summed it up for us. Answers 1 to 3 relate to the finished project, and answer 2 relate to the process of making the thing. So feeling or satisfaction occur all the way through the process, not just at the end. I think that helps with motivation. Dani was able to give a quick reply, and yes, it was helpful. When it comes to motivation, I just find pure joy in creating games, especially programming, so I usually never have problems with this. Of course, I do occasionally feel burnt out, but the best thing to do then is to take a little break, come back and do it again later. I wasn't able to get a hold of Thomas himself, but his producer got back to me and sent one of Thomas's recent videos my way. I'll share a quick clip of it.
What motivates me during the portion of the game's development that when it's sort of boring, when you're just getting things done, man, what motivates me, honestly, is money. Or reviews, positive reviews, or acclaim, or praise.
Basically, Thomas points out, like Jonas, we need to understand what is on the line and force ourselves to do something. We've got bills to pay and mouths to feed, so it doesn't matter if our motivation is money or gaining popularity. If that is enough to convince us to get the job done, that is what is important. The number one thing that drives me to working is my audience. Growing an audience who loves your games and wants to play it is really helpful. Having people you'll disappoint if you quit keeps you working. And then on the opposite side of that, it's a huge boost when you finally get to watch people play your game, even if it's just a little alpha test. So I keep a small dedicated testing team, and whenever we start to feel like the game isn't very good, we put together a little test event and invite people to play. Watching them play and hearing their comments on the game is huge and really inspires me to make more for their game so they can have more to try next time. And Kindred Games actually just got their game Swords, Magic and Stuff funded on Kickstarter, so definitely go and check it out. It looks like a lot of fun. So Tim from Game Dev Underground had a lot to say about motivation, and I found it super useful and very true. So this is not going to be an answer you want to hear. But what keeps me motivated? Short answer, nothing. Motivation sucks, man. It's hard to get started some days, and some days I jump out of bed excited to get to work. Motivation is very unreliable. The only way I've ever been able to do anything worth doing is by doing it every day. Routine is very powerful. If you tell yourself that you have to do work on the project for 5 minutes a day, you make yourself have the discipline to stick to that. In a month or two, it's just sort of part of you. Sure, when you rather binge the latest season of Ozarks, your project starts to seem super unsexy. But you know you have to work 5 minutes a day, and some days it's okay if you only work 5 minutes. You did the thing, go off and do something else. Some days that 5 minutes turns into 5 hours, because it's easier and keeps going than to stop. But the trick is to keep at it. In addition to routine, momentum helps a lot too. I recently started posting videos every day again, and I did that because several times now I've missed upload schedules when I was supposed to post them once or twice a week. The less I do something, the less I want to do something. The more I do something, more I want to do something. I've actually been trying to do the same, posting every day, and he is for sure right. The more you do something, the easier it is, and when you stop, it goes back to being hard. And that's why routine and momentum together make discipline. And discipline is way more reliable than motivation. Where I get motivation has changed depending on circumstances. You really have to adapt to the situation that you're in. Some examples. When I was starting college, I didn't know anyone, so I used loneliness, depression to motivate me. Example, if I get rich from making games, I can drop out and move somewhere where I have friends. Then I made friends and lost all motivation. When I graduated and started working full-time, I realized how much working a job sucks, and used that to drive me. Basically, just all day at work, I think about how much I'd rather be making games. Then as soon as I got home, I couldn't wait to get on my computer and program until 3 a.m. Now that I'm self-employed as an indie game developer, I don't really struggle with motivation since I really enjoy what I do. It's more of just a problem of making sure I allocate the time in my day so I'm staying healthy and stuff. But when you're really busy, I found that negative motivation helps the best. Here are 4 main points that she had. Other people who encourage me and give me ideas, which is insightful, makes me motivated. Games that I enjoy playing. When I play a game that I really enjoy for some reason, I have a drive to make that game because I think to myself, how awesome would it be to say I made a game just like this? I don't really know. It's kind of weird. All of my followers keep me motivated. They encourage me and push me forward and further, which is amazing. And I think just a general love of games also helps me working and get motivated. I get this question a lot, but I don't really know the answer for it. I never had that much of a problem with motivation myself. I think the most important thing is to make sure you're working on a project that you really believe in and you're passionate about. The goal for getting the game finished and then released then becomes a great motivator because you're really excited about seeing the project come to life. You also have to enjoy the process as well and be genuinely passionate about game development. For example, if you like the idea of making games but hate the programming and vector maps, then you're probably going to have a bit of a tough time making games on your own. Make games because you love making games. I love every part of the process, from low-level engine optimization to UI design. I find it all really interesting, so I don't often have tasks that I don't like doing. Then of course, it's a lot easier to stay motivated to make progress. I also think that making devlogs has helped in some ways. Having a bit of external pressure from people waiting to see what you've accomplished each week is always helpful. Plus all the nice comments and feedback you get after each video gives a little bit of a motivation boost. I struggle with motivation a lot. I'm able to reason myself out of doing anything I don't want to if I feel I can get away without it. So I find I need to commit to some kind of schedule. That's one reason I like game jams so much. There's a hard deadline. I started doing the monkey with gun devlogs to force myself to keep making progress. If I had to make a devlog every week, I couldn't put the game on the back burner. I will say I think weekly is probably too much, especially if you have multiple projects going on at the same time, but there's something about a schedule that helps push me to do a task when I don't want to. I also get a huge amount of motivation from the indie game dev community. It's one of the most supportive groups I think I've ever been a part of. It's all about everyone making something that someone else can enjoy. So playing others' work and progress games, seeing screenshots and videos, or discussing design with friends all gives you more drive to make something myself. But in the end, I can also try to take a break when I really feel like I'm down. Losing a night or two at work so I can just relax a little is generally more productive in the long run than many days of half-hearted work I would do if I pushed through the times I felt really frustrated. And he ended it off with this. It's definitely hard to put in words, so I hope that all makes sense and helps. I couldn't agree more. As we can tell, there are plenty of ways to keep motivated, and even then, it's hard to stay motivated 24/7. I hope everyone was able to get something useful for themselves from the feedback that I got. Also, Nick from Vimlark Games has been working on a really cool game called Monkey with Guns. Definitely check it out when you have the time, along with all the other games that these creators are working on. I'll have all their channels in the description below, so go ahead and check them out if you're not familiar with them already. They make some really great content. To try and sum up everything would be a little hard, but that's the point of this video. We need to create habits and routine by doing something we really enjoy, have people around us that support us and give helpful feedback, and when needed, take a break. And like how Thin Matrix said, make games because you love making games. Thank you guys again for sticking around to the end of the video. And we did it, guys. We reached our goal before April even ended. 500 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I know it may not seem like a ton compared to some other channels, but I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. This month I tried really hard to make content that you guys would like, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be posting more videos soon, and hopefully just as frequent as I have been recently. And once again, if you guys are new here, my name is Avery. I make games and programming tutorials, so check out the channel and give a think about subscribing. I hope that everyone is safe at home. You guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like it if you did. Stay motivated, guys. Until next time.